Yeah, and I remember doing that, like timing yourself. And the other thing is, try not to use your phone as a timer.
Correct.
Because I think there was a study, and it was not a study, some sort of stat. I don't know exactly, but it was like even when your phone's off and in your room, your brain still kind of knows it's there, and you're still going to be slightly distracted, even if the phone's off or on airplane plane mode. Just because it's the fact that you subconsciously know it's there, you're going to be a bit more distracted.
Your mind goes
so if
to
you can leave it somewhere completely out of reach.
Yeah. And then don't use the timer on your phone or the computer. Put the phone away. Just get one of those little timers, those windy timer clocks from the $2 shop or the reject shop. And you just, it's like an egg timer. You just wind it up to your 45 minutes. That'll then sit there and kind of tick in the background. It's called the POMODORO technique. It's a really famous time management technique. And the guy, Mr. Pomodoro, he was sort of recommended that you do it in sort of 20, 25-minute bursts. I say just do it in your own sweet spot. Yeah. But you have that timer going, it means that your brain subconsciously is kind of competing against the clock and it's not distracted by a phone or by a device. So that's one that works really well. That's cool. Works really well in a professional environment. I've got a lot of my corporate clients that got those little egg timers on their desks.
Really? And is it almost like kind of creates the environment of, as you said, like an exam environment almost, because your brain, and because we associate tick with kind of a time frame.
Yep. It basically, you're starting to train your brain to work in a very focused inflow against that ticky clock without distraction. And when the timer goes off, it's like,
you've done it.
Now I've got my 15, 20 minutes, my half hour break where I'll go do something different.
Yeah, great.
If you're doing things that are repeatable type tasks where you've got to sort of smash an essay out in 25 minutes, also try and train yourself or set yourself, I guess, the challenge to say, okay, I've timed this and it usually takes me 25 minutes to write this essay. I'm going to try and do it in 23 minutes. I'm going to try and do it in 22 minutes or whatever without compromising the content. Because if you can buy yourself little bits of time for some of those more rote things, it's going to give you more time in the exam to do the more analytical stuff that you can't necessarily prepare for.
Yeah, you actually need to sit down and go, okay, how do
I've got to think about
read the question? How do I answer this question in the 4 different, phases?
That's right.
Yeah, as opposed to just kind of, because the thing with essays, the way we were taught is you just adapt to the question. You go in with an essay that's completely ready and you just adapt. And half the time you're just adapting like the conclusion, the intro and some main key points, and much of it is just the same.
Yeah.
So if you can shave a few minutes off that, giving you time for the multiple choice or the short answer questions, which you can't really
or the article
for.
Analysis where you're given an article from The Age and you have to talk about who's the audience and what's the tone and what are some of the things that they're debating or whatever the case may be. That's stuff that you can practice it, but you don't know what example you're going to get in the exam.
Exactly.
So you need more time to sort of think through those sorts of things.
Yeah.